The story of civilization itself begins, perhaps surprisingly, in one of the most unlikely places on Earth, a region known as Mesopotamia, or the land between the rivers. These rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates, flow through what is largely modern-day Iraq, with portions extending into present-day Syria, Turkey, and Iran. At first glance, Mesopotamia seems like one of the least likely places for civilization to emerge. Second only, perhaps, to Antarctica. The environment was harsh. Average summer temperatures reached 104 degrees Fahrenheit and could spike as high as 120 degrees. Rainfall was scarce. There were no natural barriers, such as mountains or forests, to protect inhabitants from windstorms, floods, or invading armies. The land was flat, allowing intruders to move through it quickly and easily. Geographically, Mesopotamia was a vast plain between two rivers, bordered largely by desert. It offered little in the way of natural resources. There was no stone for building, no metal for tools, and no forests for lumber. At first glance, this region seemed to have very little to support the development of a powerful society. Yet Mesopotamia possessed one extraordinary advantage: fertile soil. Over centuries and millennia, the Tigris and Euphrates deposited thick layers of nutrient-rich silt across the valley. This soil made large-scale agriculture possible, allowing the land, despite its harsh climate, to sustain not just small communities, but eventually a full civilization built on food surpluses. This pattern is not unique to Mesopotamia. The earliest civilizations almost always formed around major rivers. The Indus Valley civilization developed along the Indus River. Ancient Egypt depended on the Nile. The Romans grew along the Tiber. And in China, early civilizations flourished along the Yellow and Yangtze rivers. Water, quite simply, made civilization possible. Once the Sumerians developed irrigation systems to control the waters of the Tigris and Euphrates, agriculture expanded dramatically. During the Neolithic period, small farming communities formed along these rivers. Over time, people migrated southward onto the plains of the Euphrates, using irrigation to grow enough food to support permanent villages. By around 4000 BCE, these communities had developed the world's first urban civilization. Expansion brought greater agricultural output and more territory, but it also created new challenges. The Tigris River, for example, was fast-moving and deep, making it difficult to control. Worse still, it flooded at exactly the wrong time of year. In March and April, when grain crops were ripening, the river often overflowed, destroying harvests. To overcome these obstacles, the Sumerians were forced to develop more sophisticated engineering systems and mobilize large numbers of workers. Dams, canals, and reservoirs were built to trap floodwaters and distribute them evenly, especially during periods of drought. Mastering the rivers required organization, cooperation, and planning on a scale never seen before. Once they succeeded, however, the payoff was enormous. Control of the rivers allowed the Sumerians to support dense populations, create cities, and lay the foundations of civilization itself.